Hello, it's Neptune here from the Project Umbrella podcast, bringing you today a world-exclusive review of something extremely exciting. A huge thanks to the LEGO Group for the delivery of this prototype set, and I must stress that it is a prototype at this stage and subject to further change. I've not been sent a box, but I was sent a preliminary image which I have been given permission to share. Any LEGO fans out there will know that the release of the Stranger Things house, LEGO are starting to appeal more to their adult demographic, and what better way to do this than the release of LEGO set 2236, Spencer's Office. This is the preliminary image that I can share with you today. Which shows the complete Spencer's office. Now, according to the information that came with this set from LEGO, this is Lord Spencer's office, a fictional locality within the world of Biohazard, and is 651 pieces. It includes 3 minifigures, which I will show you in more detail shortly. Price at this stage is unknown, but based on other licensed sets of this nature, I would expect it to retail somewhere between £60 and £75. Obviously, that will vary in the US and in the Eurozone as well. So this is LEGO set 2236 Spencer's Office. I have the preliminary instructions. I've built it as indicated above, but before we delve into the set itself, let's first look at those 3 minifigures. Okay, so the first minifigure you get in this set is everyone's favourite RPD officer, Leon S. Kennedy. He's wearing his Resident Evil 2 attire, as you can see, and comes sporting with his weapon of choice, which this looks to be a Magnum in this circumstance. So you can see he's got the standard kind of police chief, police officer uniform on there, and a concerned expression, I think is probably the best way to describe it. And he's got certainly the Resident Evil 2 1998 era hair. Now, if we turn him around, you will see the details of the hair, and on the back it says police. Probably a bit of a placeholder, should say RPD, probably in the final product. So overall, this is a good representation and use of the pieces that LEGO have offered here with Leon. But yeah, it certainly resembles our favourite RPD officer. The second minifigure that comes with this set is a zombie cop, and again I think LEGO have done a fantastic job here. We've got the standard LEGO City police outfit, but what they have done is used the zombie head piece and arm pieces, hand pieces, sorry, from the 2015, I believe, Monster Fighters theme that they came up with. As you can see, this is a sergeant, probably a colleague of Leon to make it worse, and if we spin him around you'll see he's got the kind of radio walkie-talkie on the back, but has already succumbed to the effects of the T virus. This is probably more of an outbreak. File 1 the zombie cop rather than a Resident Evil 2 cop. The third and final minifigure that comes with this set, as it is Spencer's office, it's quite appropriate that it does come with the main man himself. This is Oswell E. Spencer, and I have to say this is a delightful minifigure for what LEGO have done using the pieces available. So starting at the top, his head there is that of a Star Wars LEGO Rebel Trooper from Empire Strikes Back, the Battle of Hoth, and his headpiece is in fact that of Governor Tarkin, so good Star Wars use there. His open shirt outfit there you would think is bespoke for this particular set, but you would be wrong. This set and combo was first used in the Hobbit set as one of the leading orcs that was chasing the Hobbit group leading in the first film with the fiery tree. So an absolutely brilliant use of the of existing LEGO parts there. If we twist it around just to show the back, we've got a bit of detailing there on the back showing his his worn coat. But again, it's a perfect representation of how Spencer looks in Resident Evil 5. And something that I think you'll be interested in, this set does come with Spencer's famous wheelchair from Resident Evil 5. I've got him placed there, and if we spin him around, you can see he's got his life support machine there, and I just love the wheels. I mean, we've got cannonball wheels from classic Pirates and Castle set of the 80s, as well as that white wheel, which is in fact from the Lego Basic series of the early 90s. So really good use of parts there. And then we've got a little handgun there, which is actually used not as a handgun, but something for him to hold on to because he can't actually sit safely on this seat. And if we spin it around, just a bit of further detailing on the back. But absolutely a great little addition with the wheelchair there, made famous in the Lost in Nightmares DLC. So that is all the minifigures that come with the set. So this is the complete model. Once you've put all the pieces together, you are left with what amounts to Spencer's office, and what a glorious set it is. I've put the minifigures there just for display because they've got a nice little display piece at the front. So what we're going to do, we're going to investigate this a bit more in more detail. So I'm just going to remove the minifigures for now because we've already had a good look at them. We've also already had a good look at the wheelchair, which sits quite nicely on a raised stud there. So there we go, just move that out of the way. Let's have a look at this set now in a bit more detail so we can get a bit closer. So we'll start with the obvious. We've got an item box, a staple in Resident Evil lore across many, many games. So a lot of these display pieces actually come off quite easily, so they're quite handy. They've all got these what's called jumper plates at the front. So we can take that off, and let's have a look at the item box there. So pretty accurate representation from what Lego do. Yeah, there's things in it. Let's have a look what's in this gamer's item box. We can take off the lid straight away. Oh, a bit dirty. Straight away we can see this person has a first aid spray, the perfect choice of colour scheme there, the kind of light green and white, perfect. Let's have a look inside. Oh, lots of things. So we've got a key. That black stud is there to represent an ink ribbon. We've got a handgun and a defensive knife I can see as well. Fantastic. So all in all, a perfect use of the item box. So let's just put that back down and put that to the side. We'll move on. So let's have a look at some of the details right at the front, because there's a few references. So just shift this to the left, and we'll start, we'll reveal that a bit later, but we'll start here with this plaque, which is the Ashford family plaque seen in Resident Evil Code Veronica and Survivor 2, I suppose, as well. We've got the halberd shield on top, halberd plate. Not quite the right colour representation, but not bad at all. Moving down here, we have Al Lester's axe from Resident Evil Outbreak File 2. Superb. Right, so let's have a look at another one of the items we've got. So, as I said, littered with references. We'll start here. Actually, no, we'll start here. Let's have a look. So this is the Nemesis Parasite. A brilliant use of the pieces. We have a glass encased kind of dome, and inside is an upside down gold crystal, which was first seen in Aquazone back in 1995. It's been plated gold. It gets used multiple times, but you can see actually, now that I've told you it's the Nemesis Parasite, you can see what the designer was thinking. We've got the kind of head bit, if you like, and then there are all its kind of tentacle things hanging down. So that's a really, really good representation for something very difficult to do without creating a bespoke piece. Okay, so we're going to slightly shift it to the left, and you've probably already seen something that's familiar if you are a fan of Resident Evil 7, which of course you are. This piece here, you can see this is an old Lego camera back from Space Police times, and that's pointing a light. That can shift around if you so wish, pointing a light at a toy axe, which again is from Resident Evil 7. The designers put a white toward here just to emphasize the fact that it's casting a shadow. You can just about see the shadow. Our light's not particularly good here, but it's not too bad. And again, this can come off, and I will just do so. And can in theory be moved around to different spots if you so wish. So just have a closer look there. There you can see the hammer and the camera unit. Nice bit of kit, and you can attach other things to it if you want. So wish. So another really good representational piece. So I'll move that out of the way. I'm just going to take off the Nemesis Parasail as well, just so we can get a better view inside. That comes off like so. That doesn't move around. That's supposed to be a permanent fixture there. Okay, no doubt, eagle-eyed people would have spotted the green herb there. So let's have a better look. And at that, this is another element that can be removed relatively easily. This is Spencer's desk, so we can take off the top of it. I'm going to bring it here so we can have a better look. So straight away you're presented with the obvious typewriter. That's in fact a Lego black. Oh, excuse me. We have a green herb falling. Never mind, I'll put it back, but you get the idea. That's a Blacktron piece from the early 80s. Highly sought after, actually, quite a rare piece. And there's an ink ribbon there to go with it. We've got a gold key, no doubt about that. And this is obviously Spencer's pen whilst he's writing his diary. We know that he does and other people do throughout. And then, of course, we have the infamous green herb, just represented by two green Lego pieces. I think yes, you can. I'll just put this down. You can actually open up the diary, and there's his kind of paper, supposed to represent the kind of paper that he's writing on. So there we go. So put that back. Doesn't want to close naturally. There we go. So we'll close that, put that back there, and this is quite important. I'll get to it here later. This is supposed to represent a chessboard, and you'll see why in a minute. Obviously that's like the king piece or so forth. So I'm going to put that to the side as well. And I think we may need to head into handheld mode, folks, just so we can get a bird's eye view of what's going on in the desk itself. But whilst we're here, we can get a good view at this kind of motif at the back. I really like it. It's from the Lego Hobbit set, Battle of the Goblin King. It's a large sticker piece, sadly, for you sticker fans out there. There aren't many. So that's quite nice. So let's quickly go into handheld mode, so we can have a look in the drawer, and as you can clearly see, that is the handgun from Resident Evil Survivor, with that game being represented accordingly. And next to it, probably a bit of a placeholder, this is almost like world domination plans by Spencer himself, but that's actually a piece from the bad guy from Mr. Incredible. I can't remember his name, and that's obviously from the Incredible films, so there we go. But that's probably just a placeholder piece for something a bit more Resident Evil specific. In the corner here, Resident Evil Remake 2 fans should recognise that as something that's quite common in the sewer of the RPD, underneath the RPD. That's one of those puzzle pieces. Let me just put this back into its position. I'll see if I can get that out. It's quite nice. Just about fits in the corner. I'm not sure about this. But you get the idea. Ooh, can I get it? Okay, it's like, oh, I've left the red bit, but never mind. But there you go. It's the those kind of fire extinguishers you get in Remake 2. So there we go. Just put that to the side. Right. Before we go on to the other side, I think you've obviously seen some few things. Let's go back into handheld mode, because there's some things on the wall that's worth having a look at. So if we can we go into handheld? Bit difficult. Let's go up here. There we go. Let me just twist that around. So let's have a look at Spencer's bookcase, and obviously that is the Spencer Rain from Resident Evil Dead Aim. I really like that use of the pieces. It's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces, but perfectly encapsulates his flagship ship. And of course it's on a piece of water as well, and there's some books below that, which is a nice little touch. Over here we have a loudspeaker, which of course is from Resident Evil Revelations 2. So let's just put it back. I just want to show, because there's a couple of things just on the back wall. Ooh, it's giving away a few things there, but never mind. Let's have a look on the back wall here. There we go. So we have the classic valve handle, which is from many Resident Evil games. We have some representation from Resident Evil 5. Again, we've got the agitator Magini's loudspeaker, as well as the anchor from the Lost in Nightmares DLC, the Guardians of Insanity, or Blob as I like to call them. So there we go. Right, so with that in mind, let's have a look at the back of the right hand side. I've already given a bit of a clue as to what's going on. First things you notice, the shotgun on the wall here. Classic Resident Evil, appears in quite a few games actually, but obviously mainly from the original Resident Evil. It's up on the wall, no hidden dangers here. Here, nice little chap, Resident Evil 2, holding a red jewel. This is from the first floor of the RPD. He can actually come out relatively easily, yeah, so he just sits on there quite nicely. And if we just zoom down, this is the continuation of the puzzle. Actually, this might be a good opportunity if I put back Spencer's desk. Oh, there we go. You'll see how it all kind of works now. So if fans of Resident Evil 0 will know that there's a room in there, Marcus's room, that's got a puzzle here of the. Let's move that. That has the puzzle, the chess puzzle, and that's obviously replicated here with some lovely use of some skeleton's leg, just a clipper, and then a kind of light bulb being used to represent the other chess playing pieces. So again, a superb use of pieces there. So we'll twist it around, because now this is one of the main highlights of the set, in my opinion. Ooh, let's move that. I think. Move that out of the way. Right, so this is obviously a representation of the tiger statue from the first game, also from Code Veronica as well, if you so wish. Red eye, red jewel, blue jewel, and it is on a turntable, so let's see if in action. You turn it to the left, and look, there it is. There's a little crest you can pick up to exit the mansion, and if you move it to the right, oh yes, we have the Magnum. So it's clearly supposed to be the original Resident Evil game, but a lovely little feature. Limited pieces. It does look tigerish. Love it. Really good use, and it's obviously on a little bridge, and it's kind of blocked by these little corner pieces there, which stops it from going all the way around. Wonderful. Next to him, we have the chainsaw from Resident Evil 4, just hanging there, provocatively, one would suggest. And now we've got some interesting pieces here. We've got some puzzles. Right. So here, if you can see inside there, we have the coins, reading 82 grams at the moment, but the idea being is that you put the coins in there, as you do in Revelations 1 in the casino, and then that opens the door. And so you open this door, and what do you have in there? It's a better view, don't worry folks, but there's a mini laboratory. It's a Resident Evil game, it's a hidden laboratory, it's a Resident Evil set, it's a hidden laboratory. It just works, it's what it's supposed to do. So I'll give you a bit more detail on that. So that puzzle, in theory, opens up that door. So I'll just close that. That's that kind of cabinet. And above it here, from Code Veronica, we have the famous, I think it's one of the most difficult, oil level, the oil pressure puzzle from Code Veronica, which again is a great representation here. That is a thermal detonator from, let me think, the Star Wars Last Jedi Resistance bomber set, and everything else is just to represent the oil. So again, a lovely use of pieces, and the designers obviously thought about it quite a lot. Now, if you solve that puzzle, then this happens. So if I twist it around, you've got to use your imagination, but this is what all Lego sets are all about. Here's the back of the laboratory. So look at this. Space fans will love all these curved pieces. Haven't been used since the 90s, so superb. So let's move that down like that. And what do we have inside? So we have the T-virus. We have a tank. We've got some vials there, and a set of suspicious flowers. Of course, it's the progenitor flowers there, just sitting in his own private collection if needed. And then, of course, that closes up quite snugly. And they lived like that. So let's move that back. So that does wrap up this wonderful set. I think LEGO have done a superb job in representing so many elements from Resident Evil games. I mean, it's almost countless really as to what's covered by this set, but you can see that there's an awful lot going on. So that does conclude our review of the LEGO set 2236. As you can see, it is literally crawling with references to so many games. I would wholeheartedly recommend it to anyone, and would look forward to it being on a general release. Again, a big thank you to the LEGO Group for providing this and enabling us to do an exclusive review of this wonderful set. So thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, subscribe to our channel and keep it on the Project Umbrella podcast for all exclusive news and latest podcasts coming out. Thanks.